Okay, next we're going to do 2.2. So 2.2 says story time. What they're doing is giving you word problems and having you make equations for them. At the bottom of the page, it gives you, let's see, 2, 4, 6 equations. So there's probably 2 equations that go with each word problem. So we're going to take the word problems apart. All right, so the first one says, after Elena ran 5 miles on Friday, she had run a total of 20 miles for the week. She ran X miles before Friday. Okay, so we're talking about all week. She ran all week. So on Friday, she ran 5 miles. Okay, and her total run for the week, was 20. Okay, so X is the total for the other days. Okay, first thing I want to figure out is this multiplication or addition. So nowhere in this problem does it talk about having the same value repeated. So I know that, so I know that this has to be an addition equation. So if I make my tape diagram, I know I have 5 on Friday, I know my total is 20, and I know that the rest of it is X. So now I want to make this into an equation. I have 5 plus X equals 20. So in the last lesson, we talked about how to solve for X, because subtraction is the opposite of addition. In order to find what goes here, I have to subtract 5 from 20. So most of you can probably do this in your head. So in this case, X is equal to 15. That's not what they're asking me. They're asking me to identify the equations that go with each problem. So here's one equation. Okay, I came up with that by doing this. My next equation, I'm going to go backwards. So 20 minus X equals 5. I know I could do that because subtraction is the opposite of addition. Okay, and then I could also do 20 minus 5 equals X. All I got to do is flip those around. That's the commutative property. So 20 minus 5 equals X. Okay, so this is an equation that you could use. This is an equation that you could use, as is that. All right, so that's number 1. Let's take a look at, you got that? Okay, let's take a look at number 2. The good thing about video is you can replay me. Ooh, lucky you. All right, so this one says, Andre's school has 20 clubs. Okay, and you notice how I'm writing down the stuff that I actually know, which is 5 times as many as his cousin's school. 5 times cousin. Okay, 5 times cousin's school. Okay, and cousin's school has X. Oops. So it's basically telling you what to set up here. So 20 clubs total. 20 equals, and then 5 times cousin's school. So 5 times cousin's school is X. So I have 5X. Okay, now you notice that up here, I use the dot in between. Okay, down here, I did not. Anytime you have a variable right next to a number, you don't need to put that dot, or I certainly don't want it to look like this. Okay, that's way confusing. So I'm just going to put the X next to the 5. This 5, when it's right next to the X like that, is called a coefficient. Okay, that's just what it's called. It's the coefficient. So if you think 5 is being efficient, coefficient. All right, so let's take a look at this equation so we can get the answers here. So 20 equals 5 times x. Because I know the division is the reverse of multiplication, I need to divide in order to find my answer. So if I divide 20 by 5, I get x. If I divide 20 by x, I get 5. So these are the equations that I could use to identify that particular word problem. Okay, let's have you do number 3 on your own, and then we're going to move on to 2.3.